And we're going. Nah, hang on, hang on. Hey, what's going on, fellow travelers? I am here at Cranberry Lake. I am on my way to the largest stone chamber here in the Northeast. New York right now. We're on our way down this particular trail. It's going to get a little tricky, so I'm going to jump in and out when I can. There's no marked trails. It's all wood roads and paths crisscrossing each other. So we're just gonna have to be very vigilant on that. I'm here with my brother-in-law again. He's my fellow stone chamber venturist.
Right.
Got it.
All right, we're almost there.
All right, so right now I'm entirely not sure if we're supposed to be on this particular path, but from all the directions I got online as to how to get to the King's Chamber, it's down this way. There's another way, but it was really tricky to figure out. I only had a little bit of time to piece together a map to come this way. So maybe you could leave in the comments if you visited this place before. Is this, are we trespassing? Yeah, so we have this roadbed here that follows along the towers, and we're going to be cutting off to the right soon, heading up to what is today called Moose Mountain. But back in the mid 1800s, maybe even earlier, it was called Goose. I'll post up the images of the maps here. But yeah, we're going to refer to it as Goose. We're going to stick to the old ways. Yeah, so we're going to jump on this trail. It kind of popped up a little sooner than expected on the map that I originally built for this trip. We came from that direction, that way, and it continues on this cell tower, or these power line road here continues on this way, but it's a little brushy, so we're definitely going to jump in. All right, so it does look like this little side trail meets up back with the power line. Do you want to just stay on here and bushwhack it all the way up to Goose Mountain instead of jumping back on, since it's like iffy if that's no trespassing? All right. Yep. So my mistake. On the maps it's Goose Hill in the past. Today it's Moose Hill. I said the mountain, Goose Mountain. Just want to be correct on that. So we are on the top of Goose Mountain. I believe it's about 1,083 feet. We're going to be heading, let's see, back into the woods this way. Maybe jump on the trail. I'm not sure if we still want to bushwhack a little bit further down the mountain. But the King's Chamber is down that way, and there's also a lot of other really unique stone structures that I want to check out. What's up, everybody? Welcome back, and thank you for tuning in. I have to interrupt here and share something strange that happened on this last adventure. It was at this point around the old Boy Scout Camp Collins on the way to the chamber that I realized I was having catastrophic battery loss. I did not detail this too much in the video, but I thought it would be relevant to mention it here. Could be something, but we'll get to that in a moment. I use a Samsung S23 to record video and to also navigate using Onyx Backcountry. When I go on these adventures, I always put my phone into airplane mode, and I also use offline maps so as to conserve energy. This was a last minute trip, so I didn't bring my battery bank to recharge. I normally bring a battery bank with me. Luckily, my brother's phone wasn't affected, so I continued the filming with his, but it did affect my overall plan of what I wanted to record. I never had this problem before. Been on several dozen explorations. I never went from 100 to 0 in a matter of 2 hours. My phone literally died in the chamber. No exaggeration. But my phone is perfectly fine now. 2 weeks later, also been on another hike, little day hike with 0 issues. So what do you think? The power lines might have caused this. Could have been high strangeness. Maybe something or someone was trying to stop me from recording. Well, please leave your thoughts in the comments. I am really curious, and it's the first time this happened to me. I heard about it. I've talked to other people that it's happened to, but it never happened to me. But it is strange. It was an odd experience. So, with that said, let's jump back into the video. Over to my left, we have the Decoding State Parkway. Pretty much parallels Roaring Brook, which feeds into Peekskill Hollow Brook, and then eventually into the Hudson and the Atlantic Ocean. But we're really close now to that other stream that leads into Roaring Brook. And if we follow that, we should find these chambers. I see a very unique mound of rocks up there. I believe we did come across it. We kind of got off the trail a little bit. We were just exploring the creek down below, so you can see the trail here. Let's walk up a little bit. Maybe there's a path that cuts up. Could be the first, could be the King's Chamber, or that secondary chamber. I'm gonna let my brother-in-law catch up. I'm a little ahead of him. I have a little bit more recent backwoods bushwhacking experience, so he's just enjoying the moment. He's gonna catch up. Yep, this is the King's Chamber. Let me zoom in. Now, supposedly, on an esoteric level, on a high strangeness level, this aligns with December solstice sunrise. I do have a sunrise app I'm gonna check out, see if that aligns on the date of December solstice. But let's take a peek. Save that for later. This is quite fascinating. I believe somebody placed that there. It wasn't originally like that. Could have been, but who knows? Only our ancestors know the truth of what these are, these chambers. I'll have the dimensions up on the screen when I publish this video, when I edit this video. But we're going to take a little break and we're going to go in and get a little bit more detailed video. Alright, so we're going to be taking a quicker peek than I thought. I'm not exaggerating. I'm going to take a screenshot before my phone dies, but the closer I'm getting to this chamber, my battery is just draining. I'm down to 12. I went from 20, not too far down there, to 12 within a matter of 5 minutes. So I stopped my working app, my trail app, and I'm just recording now. We're going to take a peek inside. I'm also going to be leaving some tobacco to my ancestors, not my ancestors, but all of those who've been here in the past. The early colonists and the Native Americans. And who else? Woodland period, Archaic, and maybe even Paleo-Indian period. There was individuals up here. Not that these chambers were built back in the Paleo times, but I keep an open mind about who built these chambers. And there are plenty of videos out there of these stone chambers, a few that I made myself. And they give a little bit more details of what I'm going to be able to do here because of my phone. This is my fault. I apologize. But these slabs going across alone weigh a couple of tons. Mm-hmm. Could have been pulled over with oxen chains. So, were these root cellars for the early colonists? For eggs and bacon? Or was it a ritual area? That's the question that has been perplexing scholars, local stone chamber enthusiasts. Mm-hmm. Alright, so we broke out the flashlight here. So this is the largest of all the chambers supposedly throughout the Northeast here. Let's see, we're getting a little blurry. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, so I jumped onto my brother-in-law's phone. He has a little bit more power, but I dropped down to 6% since we were talking. Really strange. Well, your phone isn't draining, so
I'm not running as many apps.
But we'll keep an eye out. No, I shut my apps down.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did. You're right.
But I might have maybe something weird going on in the background.
Perhaps.
So, but anyway, we're not here to talk about that. But that could be a symptom of electromagnetic energies, what a lot of people talk about when they come to this place. People get headaches. People have seen shadow beings and other such nifty high strangeness. So there's a second chamber. Not sure where it is, but we're going to walk around. There's also two, from the pictures I've seen, there's I believe that way, a really cool stone enclosure that was probably used by the Bennetts when they were here.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to check that out. Little early 1800s history. Let's take a gander on the outside. Stand on top. And unfortunately, I can't do it. I have that I use for photography, an app that's able to find where the sun is going to rise and set. It's one of the features of that app. And I'll post the name of it here. It's pretty cool. I was going to see if I could date it to December solstice, which is around the 21st or 22nd, and see if the sun actually rises in the distance in front of this chamber. Alright, so many people that come here leave behind an offering, a gift, which what I'm going to be doing here, and what I have is the finest Virginia bright tobacco. Something I use in my pipe if anyone's been ever wondering what I smoke out of my pipe. So this is tobacco that I am going to dedicate to the ancient ancestors. We're talking about the Paleo-Indians, Archaic, and the Woodlands, and also the early colonists that were here. This is for them, a blessing for them. This is not for the bad spirits. This is not for the bad people. It's only for the good people. And if you are a disgruntled, earthbound spirit, hear me now. Don't let me come back here and put you in the bottom and throw you in the bottom of the sea. I'm not going to tolerate that. Okay, so swinging around the other side of the hill here where the chamber's actually up that way, you can see the little tip top right there. You have this rock outcropping. I'm looking at a lot of nice little slabs in here, which I'm going to strongly suggest that this is where those slabs that line the top, the roof of that stone chamber came from. So a lot of really well built rock walls out here. It's kind of like walking through a series of pens at the moment, what I'm observing here. Not sure if this was built to keep animals in. We got some rock walls over there, and then lining on the right side as well. Rock walls continue up on the hillside. Let's continue forward and see what else. I believe I'm going to say the Bennett's constructed out here. A lot of rocks up here in this area of New York. Hudson Highlands. Ooh, so this is the picture I've seen online when I was doing my research. Let's expand this a little bit, get a better perspective. So why not use all the rocks out here to build yourself a little place to grow your crops and your animals. So I'm assuming this would have been the home. The wood has gone and since rotted. I'm not sure if the camera's doing justice, but that's a very steep rock outcropping straight ahead. When my brother-in-law catches up, I'll have him give you a spare perspective. Don't mind me, I'm just a little bit out of breath here. And we have this unique looking square stone cube. We're going to do a little interview with Efren. I'm going to put him on the spot here. So, this particular rock formation here, use your imagination, go wild, and try to piece together what do you think it was for.
I mean, to me, if I'm just looking at it right now, I would think it looked like a main congregation area for God knows what. If it's a meeting area, just to muster up, that's a military term, but it's like it looks like a meeting place for people to congregate. To me, is what it looks like. I could be completely wrong, but I don't think they would cordon off 3 out of the 4 corners for that one reason. For any other reason other than that.
Now, before I'm just gonna intervene here, I don't see a chimney. I was saying to myself at first, I thought maybe it was used for, it was a home. It was, but we saw all those old chimneys that the colonists built chimneys, and why not? Look at all the stone. So I'm kind of eliminating that possibility. So a meeting place is pretty cool. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's what else? What else could it, maybe a pen?
It could have been.
I'm not sure what, maybe an historian watching this could chime in the comment section. I'm not sure exactly what the Bennetts did when they were out here back in the early, 1840s, 30s, or I don't know exactly the exact date that they were here. But yeah, they could have raised horses, sheep. Maybe this was a pen,
Could have been, yeah.
possibly.
Could have been a pen. Could have been a pen.
Maybe an old roof was on top.
I mean, it's cool. Like when I obviously none of these trees were here, so I'm trying to figure out what else it could have been. If this place was completely like cleared out, it Could have been that. You're right.
And that's the fun of this, coming out here,
Yeah.
is trying to figure this out. Don't become married to any particular idea. And just do your research. Like, not everyone's actually going to come out here and do this passionate video and talk deeply about these strange structures. But yeah, it's keeping the possibility open, and I hope this inspires others in the future to dig deeper. I'm in North Carolina, so I can't really, I'm kind of limited now, and I'm focusing my explorations now in Uwharrie National Forest. But yeah, there has to be a document out there. There has to be. All right, so we're gonna cut it out here. We're headed back to the trailhead. Didn't find the smaller chamber. That's too bad, but that King's Chamber was awesome. Word of advice, if you do come out here, if you haven't been, make sure you have a working GPS, you have a phone that's fully charged, and a backup battery. I forgot my cable. So yeah, with all that said, thank you for stopping by if you made it this far. Subscribe and leave a comment. I really do appreciate your insights. I learned a lot. Thank you. Silverwoods out.